This morning at 11, the Supreme Court reversing a ban on bump stocks. In a 6-3 decision, the High Court rules a bump stock does not turn a rifle into the federal definition of a machine gun.
6-3, the Supreme Court overturns the bump stock ban invoked during the Trump administration. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms, your NRA certification of multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And you like channel, like content, what I do here, you support me, the link, everything appreciated. Connecticut residents, plan on getting your Connecticut pistol permit. Please get your training and paperwork turned in before July 1st. New training addendum has been handed down, but there's some gray areas that are not being made clear, and also there seems to be shenanigans going on. If you have your permit, watch the expiration date. Don't let it expire. There's a link to the online renewal portal for the state of Connecticut in the description box. Keep an eye on that. Let's talk about this, and this is massive news. I'm going to talk about this from different perspectives. We don't need to get into the details of the court's ruling, but in a 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court has said that the bump stock ban invoked during the Trump administration in response to, of course, the Las Vegas shooting cannot stand because it does violate the statutory rule. This is massive, and I'm going to talk about different aspects of this. This is setting, once again, a foundation and a footnote for every single gun case coming up to the court. 6-3, I can only assume that Ketanji Brown Jackson and Kagan and probably Sotomayor were the three that said, nah, we're not going along with this. I can only assume. But this is setting a tone for every gun case coming up the pipe. And this, of course, is going to create a branch. We have everything coming up that's pro-gun that we see where the court is probably going to go. And we also have, remember, I spoke about this in another video, that the Democrats are in full-out attack on the Supreme Court, the conservative justices.
So we are faced with an increasingly urgent question. What can be done about this out-of-control court? Well, today, Democrats in the House Oversight Committee held a roundtable on the ethical crisis in the Supreme Court. I should note that one of the expert legal witnesses there was my wife, Kate Shaw.
Well, the Oversight Democrats wanted to respond to the national clamor over this crisis of legitimacy at the Supreme Court. And so we analyzed the ethics crisis. We analyzed the political crisis around confirmations that got us into this, and the blockaded confirmations of people like Merrick Garland, who was nominated by President Obama to the court. And then we began to talk about what sorts of things could be done, both in the specific case of Justices Alito and Thomas, and then generally about the ethical collapse at the Supreme Court.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, Justice Alito's position is laughable in this idea that he can be, and that the court should be accountable to nobody, and that the only person that they should be accountable to are themselves. This kind of Scout's promise sort of setup for how we should be having ethics standards for the highest and most consequential court in the land. It is completely unacceptable.
And they're trying their best to either, one, rein the court in under congressional oversight, or stack the court in their favor to get the rulings that they want. This is obviously going to set the next thing, because remember, this is not this is Cargill versus Garland is the case, but it was not a Second Amendment violation. It was a statutory, the reading of the 1934 machine gun ban, how the ATF had basically gone too far. And it's a definition of what a machine gun is, and by throwing bump stocks in, this caused Mr. Cargill down there in Texas to file suit. This is what this is about. They're saying that Alito is also kind of leery about this and suggested that Congress should, go ahead and get involved and make laws, which, once again, we're going to have a political battle over this whole issue, because Congress can make a law that says that bump stocks are banned. Then you have to go into court again and argue on a Second Amendment violation basis, not a statutory one. So this, once again, is great news, but you got to see everything that's going on all at the same time.
Jim, it's great to see you. What's your reaction to this first?
Well, Jose, it's horrible decision. It's nonsensical. It's sad that the Supreme Court would rule this way. A bump stock clearly turns a semi-automatic rifle into a submachine gun, and it's akin to a boater hanging 4 tires off the side of his boat, and when the Coast Guard stops him, saying, "Well, this is a car, so you have no authority over me." I mean, it's really a sad time for a court to make that kind of ruling.
The Supreme Court has sided with gun owners, with Second Amendment, technically, but mostly they've put a kibosh on the ATF just broadly defining already established law and turning them, making rules into law. As you heard, I just did a video yesterday on the arm brace rule and the engaged in business rule. Both were struck down in district courts by federal judges in Texas. But this is massive news. It sets a tone for what else is going to come up the pipe, but it also is going to motivate the Democrats, the left, the anti-gun side to start putting serious pressure and attacks on the Supreme Court to either expand it to get a majority that they want, or to basically file some strange ethics complaint against them, which they're already trying to do in the Oversight Committee when they had their little meeting just not too recently. So we got to pay attention to all this stuff that's going on. There's a lot more angles to this. Yes, we won in the court, but there are other things we need to be paying attention to, because it's not just about Cargill versus Garland. It's going to be all about every case coming up from that point forward. And the Biden administration is not happy about this. So they're going to start putting pressure on Congress to pass a law. And once again, it's going to get political real fast. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.